What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bakays, and if you're new here, please like, share and subscribe, as we'll be talking about the new 2022 Honda Civic Type R, which has been spied in some shots and is looking a lot more revised from the old FK8 version of the Honda Civic Type R. So, if you haven't heard, the Honda Civic Type R coming out, which I believe will be next year for the 2022 model year, is a lot more updated in terms of styling. It's not revolutionary, but it is a revamp over the old styling. It was heavily criticised for being over-styled, for one, also having fake vents, but other than that, it was an absolute joyous car to drive, as well as being presented in top gear against the Lexus LC500 V8, a very expensive car, about £70,000, and the little Honda, which is £30,000 to £35,000, beat it in a track test. So we know that it is a very good, powerful, punchy front-wheel drive hot hatch. So this new model has a lot, it's kind of matured, it looks absolutely stunning, I think. It looks very elegant. However, the one criticism I have is that it kind of looks like a BMW 3 Series. I mean, if you put a BMW badge on it, you wouldn't know the difference, to be honest. Just looking at this clean, swooping lines on it, as well as the front end looks a lot more fitting as well. It doesn't look like it's kind of bulbous, and it doesn't have so many fake vents. It just looks more proportionate, if that makes sense. The rear still holds the massive rear wing. The body shape is kind of similar, but in some concept photos there have been sort of like dual exhaust instead of the triple barrel exhaust, which I think looks ghastly from the previous model. I mean, the FK8, I mean, like people say, it is a very good handling car, and also has one of the best gearboxes in the game. As well, it's going to have a 2-litre inline 4-cylinder engine with a turbocharger, and the outgoing model has 316 horsepower or 320 PS, which could, and I think this could actually be uprated as, you know, competitors moving along, such as the Volkswagen Golf R and the Mercedes AMG A35, and even the BMW M140i. They're moving on in terms of power and also efficiency and fuel economy and stuff like that, but the regulations are making it much tougher and tougher to do so without muting the sound of some of their engines. I suppose that for this Honda to be sort of rolling with the times, it would have to have an extra, say, 20 to 30 horsepower, but also with that power increase, achieve a dynamic flow to its handling as well. Probably by revising the suspension, doing stuff with the dampening. Of course, it could be a very, very comfortable car. I mean, it's kind of like a mid-sized saloon, if you think about it. It's got 4 doors, it's quite practical. I mean, the FK8 was undoubtedly one of the most practical hot hatches with a large luggage space, and it was very usable as well compared to other competitors in the market. Also, the wheels remain quite similar, and in the spy shot though, regardless of the concept, they had the exhaust hanging out, but it did have cutouts for the tri-barrel exhaust, which I'm kind of like, if they go on, it's not necessary. It's not really necessary for a 4-cylinder to have, you know, free exhaust outings, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I just like how it's matured and progressed. I mean, the rear as well looks very fitting. The only thing I don't like it also is the light bar across. It's kind of like a common trend, but I think Porsche with their 911 have been the only manufacturer to sort of get that right. Most manufacturers can't quite seem to do it with the elegance of Porsche, I don't think. The sides and the lines, they are spot on to me. The car has quite a nice little aggressive stance, despite only seeing it in photos with the swirly camouflage. It does look very nice. Obviously, they covered up the badging as well, and the front grille obviously is a much, much wider unit and could probably take in a lot more air, and probably needs even more cooling for it to be boosted speculations of more power, like I said before, would require more cooling and probably even more uprated components to enable it to get to that sort of power level. I think that this is kind of like, it's not iconic in terms of Honda design, but it kind of harkens back to the EP9, which is a sort of mid-2000s model for Honda, with such simple design, however, albeit without the naturally aspirated VTEC engine. Obviously that had 200 horsepower, but in terms of power output, that's not a lot by today's standards. But in terms of styling, it's very understated, and that's the key thing you want to take into account with this. In terms of interior, there's been no pictures of that as of yet. However, it will probably have a lot of modern stuff such as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as a lot of safety assists which are mandatory in the US. It's estimated to be $40,000 or about £36,000, which is a decent price compared to some of its competitors from retail. And it's sure to be, albeit the acceleration and the torque steer from standstill might not be as impressive as its competitors, the handling will be absolutely amazing. The handling will be sure to contest with it. As well as when it gets up to speed, it's quite a peppy little unit, as the old FK8 had a top speed of around 170 miles an hour. With an extra power boost, they might be able to get it even faster, but as Honda, as I would suspect with Honda, they'll probably put a fairly short gear ratio, or probably have it electronically limited to 168, 170, you know, just to preserve the handling and not make it too crazy. And that's the thing. Like I said, it's not a crazy design, it's not the most crazy car, it's very sensible, blends in a lot, I think, and overall, I'll be looking forward to it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you like my input on the Honda Civic Type R for 2022. Please like, share and subscribe, and again, I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.